Hello, this is Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and a few days ago I put up a video on the review of the Mobius Mini action camera, and I'm pretty impressed with it. But my friend in Almada, Portugal, HelderHugo, who has an excellent channel, asked about the image stability. And so I thought, okay, I'll make a couple of videos, one with image stability stabilizer on and one with it off. And as it turns out, I'm not real impressed with the stabilizer because it seems to overcorrect, and there aren't any settings that I can find to make a difference. So here you're looking at the video on top has image stabilization on, and the video on the bottom has image stabilization off. I also was checking for the white balance for cloudy and sunny because we had a partly cloudy day, so I don't think that test came out very accurately, so we won't make too many comments about that. But if you notice, my hand, I've been kind of shaky handed all my life, and so you can see it kind of overcorrects for my shakiness. Every once in a while you'll see the top one with the stabilization turned on just kind of jumps around a little bit. So I think it's overcorrecting, and I've had image stabilization on things in the past, and I never was really satisfied with it. YouTube also has image stabilization built into it, so you can use that and check that out. But here's the second time around on this, so you can get a closer look. You'll notice that the top one is jittery, and that's supposed to be non-jittery compared to the bottom one. So as I said, I'm not real impressed with the image stabilization on this. So we'll let this finish out, and then the next thing I wanted to check was the sharpness of the image sharpness. So we'll take a look at that. This is just probably going to go for another few seconds, and then we'll take a look at that. All right, in the next test, I'm checking on the left there, the sharpness, and I should have probably gone to the extreme because I couldn't tell a whole lot of difference. So the top video will be with the hardness turned on, and the bottom video will be with the hardness turned off. And you can see there might be some difference. I think probably as a drone flyer, I would leave mine on. If I was doing, well, you know, if you're using still photography or something like that, the soft is probably better for pictures using a still camera. But as far as the video goes, I think as a pilot of a drone, I want to get good shots, good sharp images, and so I tested this out just to see what the difference was. But as I said, I should have gone to the extreme, extra hard and extra soft, because as it turned out, there's not a whole lot of difference here, and I think it's more applicable to the still shots, the still figures. So here we have a second view of it. The reason I'm doing two is so that you can actually check it out without having to rewind, and it's probably consuming a little more time. But anyway, this is just so you can see the difference. But I don't see a whole lot of difference, although like I said, probably those of us flying our drones would prefer to have the sharp. You can actually see some difference in the cinder block. The corners, the lines between the cinder blocks, they show up and glitter in the hard, and they don't show up and glitter so much in the soft. So that would probably be something that you want to consider if you want to get rid of the sharp edges of each of things like cinder block fences and stuff. As it swings around here and comes back in, you should be able to see, oh, never mind, that's the end of that one. All right, so the next thing I decided to do is see if I could brighten up the bottom of the picture, because a lot of times we get a dark picture when we have a light sky. And so down at the bottom, exposure metering, I made 2 videos, one centered and one with the exposure evenly centered around it, and then the one on the right is the exposure with the bottom exposure increased. So as you can see it going up and down here, the one on the right, you can see the cinder blocks in the fence a little bit better because the lower part of the screen is being overexposed compared to the rest of the screen. And this is a still shot, which I just locked it up right there to give you time to take a good look. And so this is when the bottom with the metering set to be more at the bottom, more exposure at the bottom. So here's you can just kind of, this is the second run, and it's pretty evident that metering to the bottom, exposing more at the bottom, helps get rid of the darkness that we find when we're flying under a bright sky. So anyway, there you go. There's a couple of examples of how you can adjust things on this Mobius action camera, Mobius Mini action camera.